Okay, been thinking about building a wall. Been watching on C-SPAN and Fox News and I don't know, a couple of NBC and 2 or 3 other places on TV about this struggle over building a wall. Well, I have no idea what a wall ought to cost. I have no idea whether we ought to even have one or not. But the president thinks we need one. So it's up to him to get the money to do it. And the Congress can squabble back and forth all they want. But the end result is the president will get what he wants at some point. I was a government contractor for a lot of years, so I understand a little bit about, from the contractor's point of view, about the problems of building a wall, or anything else for that matter. First of all, as a contractor, I have to know that I'm going to have to build a whole factory to build sections of walls. And there will probably be several, or a half a dozen contractors maybe. And each one of them will have to build a factory to build the walls. So, to build the sections of walls. So, I have to be, as a contractor, I have to be guaranteed that you're going to build enough walls for me to get my money back if I have to build a factory at my expense. Which the president can't do because he doesn't know whether the Congress is going to pass his budget every year to continue building the wall. So he can't guarantee that. So the only other way is to get the millions or billions required to build the factories, to build the sections of walls, or forget about it. Now, during World War II, my father was a government contractor, or subcontractor, excuse me. So he kind of understood a little bit about the money that's involved. They discovered during World War II that there was a rule. And the rule was that a factory might build 1,500 tanks the first year. But through improvements in production methods and what have you, the second year they could build 6,000 tanks. The third year they could build 16,000 tanks. And they knew this, and it was true of everything they built for the military during World War II. So when it comes to building a wall, the first year a factory might build 500 sections of wall. The second year they might build 3,000 sections of wall. And third year they might build 12,000 sections of a wall. It multiplies by some exponential kind of figure over time, and through experience, increased machinery to do the work, higher skill among the employees, and methods. And that's a proven thing. Nobody can argue about that. It's just a proven thing. That's the way it works. So Donald Trump is faced with, how do I get the contractors enough money to build the factories, or do I pay to build the factories as president? Does the government pay to build factories? Who's going to build the factories? Who's going to do all the development work? Now, they built a couple sections of walls. Each factory built, I don't know, 1 or 2 sections. Them sections probably cost, I don't know what, a couple $1 million a piece. $5 million a piece, whatever. But that's for a single prototype. Costs a fortune to do the prototype. But after that it gets cheaper because you know what you're doing after that, and you can set up production to do it. But somehow you got to get enough money together to pay for all the expense of getting everything going and running and for the manufacturers, because they ain't gonna do it themselves unless you can prove to them that you got the money and that you'll continue to buy that product for X number of years. You can't do that. You can't build a wall. You can't build anything other than one very expensive item, whatever that might be, a building or a bridge or whatever. If you're only going to build one of them, it's going to cost a pile of money. So anyway, I can see Trump's problem there with this thing of needing $5 billion. Maybe that's what he needs to get this thing rolling. Maybe before he ever even gets the first piece of fence. They keep talking about the money he's already got, whatever it is, 1.5 billion or whatever. That is probably not even enough to hire a single contractor. Okay, we've got a problem building a wall. And it's not the mechanics of it, it's the politics of it. The president knows, every congressman knows, every contracting officer knows, and every businessman knows that you have to either guarantee the money to the contractor or you have to pay him in advance, one or the other. He's not going to do it based on the politics of whether or not the Democrats or the Republicans are going to put up the money when at a later time when politics of the country has changed. So they're not going to do it. Okay, that's just my thinking on the subject.